How do runtime errors differ from compile-time errors? Have you ever written code only to find it does not work as expected? Understanding the types of errors that can occur is key to fixing those bugs. Today, we will look at the differences between runtime errors and compile-time errors. First, let's clarify when these errors occur. Compile-time errors happen before the program runs. They are caught by the compiler while it translates your source code into executable code. On the other hand, runtime errors occur while the program is executing. This means that the code has already been compiled successfully, but something goes wrong during execution. Next, let's talk about the nature of these errors. Compile-time errors usually involve syntax or semantic issues. Common examples include forgetting a semicolon, using a variable that has not been declared, or misusing language constructs. These errors will stop your code from compiling. In contrast, runtime errors arise from issues that only show up when the program runs. Examples include dividing by zero, accessing an array element that is out of bounds, or trying to use a null pointer. Now, how are these errors detected? Compile-time errors are automatically identified by the compiler. It provides error messages that point to the location and nature of the problem, making it easier to fix before running the program. Runtime errors, however, are not detected by the compiler since the code is syntactically correct. They can cause the program to crash or behave unexpectedly, making it harder to trace back to the source of the issue. Identifying runtime errors often requires running the program with various test inputs and using debugging tools or error logs. When it comes to fixing these errors, compile-time errors must be resolved before you can compile and run the program. The compiler's feedback helps you locate these errors quickly. Runtime errors, however, requiring testing and debugging during or after execution. Developers often use techniques like exception handling, logging, and step-by-step debugging to find and resolve these issues. Let's look at some specific examples. A compile-time error could be as simple as forgetting a semicolon at the end of a statement. A runtime error might occur if you attempt to divide a number by zero or try to open a file that does not exist. Lastly, consider the impact on your development workflow. Compile-time errors act as a first line of defense, ensuring that only code that is syntactically correct moves forward to execution. Fixing these errors is part of the initial coding and compilation cycle. Runtime errors, however, often requiring more thorough testing and debugging after compilation. They can be more challenging to address since they may depend on specific inputs or states that are not obvious from the code alone. In summary, understanding the differences between runtime errors and compile-time errors is essential for effective debugging. Use compiler feedback to fix compile-time errors quickly, and develop thorough testing strategies to catch runtime errors. By distinguishing these two types of errors, you can approach debugging in a systematic way, ensuring your code runs smoothly.